On this episode, two arrested for an execution-style double murder of a son and a mother. Also, a mom's life sentence for giving her baby cow's milk. That and more. Chris Talk starts right now. Let's get into it.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Welcome, listeners, to another episode of Chris Talk, where we talk about any and everything under the sun. I am your host with the most, Chris Talk. All right, everybody, I hope y'all having a good morning, because I am having a good morning. So I hope y'all are enjoying y'all day. And I'm going to tell y'all, try to keep it cool today, because it is going to be hot. I think it's supposed to go up to like 90, somewhere around there. Not very sure. I think it's supposed to go somewhere around 91 in New York City. If you're in New York City, that's the type of weather that you'll be probably dealing with today. So try to stay cool, or head out to the beach, keep yourself nice and wet. It's like what? Yeah, it's the last day of the vacation before your kids go back to school. So yeah, I think they go back to school like a day or two. But yeah, anyway, enjoy that time with your family and get out of your house. If you have the AC, then more power to you. But your bill might be ill. You know what I mean? Let's get into this first story. So let's check this out. Where it says two arrested for execution-style double murder of a son and a mother. Wow. And they're saying that this happened while the mother was cooking in the kitchen. Where does this episode bring us? Can you pull that up on the big screen? Thank you. And we are in Texas. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this episode brings us to Texas. All right, so that's kind of bugged out. Why would you kill somebody? Why they cooking? Like, you ain't like they food time? Is this a restaurant? I don't know, but we gonna find out right now. All right, so let's let Sarai, that's what we call her, right? Let's let Sarai take over and hit that story first. Get into it, y'all.
Jawara O.G. Black, left, and Samuel Atinafu Melkamu are facing capital murder charges in the execution-style deaths of 66-year-old Lilia Fernandez Ortiz and her son 43-year-old Alejandro Arellano Fernandez in Louisville, Texas. Police say, Denton County Jail. Two men were arrested after shooting a mother and son, execution-style, in Texas. According to an arrest affidavit, police in Louisville, near Dallas, were called to a home after a relative found 66-year-old Lilia Fernandez Ortiz and her son 43-year-old Alejandro Arellano Fernandez dead. The relative said she hadn't heard from them for a couple of days, so she went to the home and found Fernandez Ortiz dead in the kitchen and Arellano Fernandez dead in the garage. Both were suffering from gunshot wounds to the head and were in the home for several days before being found as their bodies were badly decomposed. According to Louisville police, Samuel Atinafu Melkamu, 37, was arrested 2 days after the incident, while Jawara O.G. Black, 51, was arrested Tuesday in Houston. Louisville police said, both are facing capital murder charges. Some of the incident was captured by a neighbor's surveillance video. The affidavit said, it shows Arellano Fernandez walking outside the home shortly before 8 a.m. on August 10, with two men closely following behind him who shove him to the ground. One of the men, later identified as Melkamu, pulled out a gun. All three men began fighting, and then video shows Melkamu flinch as he leans over Arellano Fernandez, followed by a brass bullet casing rolling across the concrete. The affidavit said, another video shows a man believed to be Black dragging an unresponsive Arellano Fernandez across the grass on a painter's tarp through the driveway and into the garage before closing the door. According to the affidavit, Black also ripped off Arellano Fernandez's gold chain. Cops wrote, police believe both Arellano Fernandez and his mother were shot execution style. Based on the way Fernandez Ortiz was found, Investigators believe she may have been cooking before she was killed, as there were 2 cups of coffee and a plate of uneaten breakfast food. The affidavit said, due to the manner in which Aureliano Fernandez was killed on video, and Fernandez Ortiz's placement in the kitchen, having been actively cooking food and the blood spatter patterns indicative that she was shot closer to the floor than her natural standing height. It is apparent that both decedents were shot in the head, execution style, by placing them on their knees or a position of disadvantage. The home was ransacked with dresser drawers emptied, a mattress flipped over, and boxes in closets gone through. According to the affidavit, a vehicle was also stolen and later recovered at a nearby apartment complex that shared a parking lot with a hotel, which showed the 2 suspects leaving before the murders and walking to the scene of the crime. Police said, detectives and neighbors recognized one of the suspects in the video as Sam, a homeless man who slept in his car at a nearby park. The affidavit said, neighbors said Melcamu would occasionally do work for Aureliano Fernandez's construction business. A neighbor told detectives that Aureliano Fernandez may have owed money to Melcamu for work he had done. The affidavit said, text messages showed Melcamu asking Aureliano Fernandez about money owed a week before the murders. Melcamu said his phone could be cut off if he didn't receive the money. The affidavit said, neighbors told Dallas Fox affiliate KDFW that Melcamu stayed at the home where the homicide occurred and did yard work and other odd jobs around the neighborhood and would chat with people walking by. He always waved. He was a nice person. Neighbor Gordon Welch told the TV station. Welch said he was stunned Melcamu was involved in such a horrible crime in what is usually a quiet neighborhood. That's why it's hard to believe he was the person of interest and now arrested. Welch said, we saw him more than we saw anyone else, sitting in the front porch on that chair.
Wow. That's a bugged out story, but I mean, folks, let's be real about this. It's always usually that one guy that is so nice in the neighborhood, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but, and this is a non-melanin, right? Can we pull up the picture? Yes, non-melanin. It's always that non-melanin person, that nice guy that's always sitting on the porch, nice old guy, and he be the murderer. Kind of crazy. But these things, they always seem to play out like that. And, I mean, the motivation was obvious there. This guy, apparently, yeah, thank you. I mean, it's obvious. This guy was apparently owed some money, and he went to go get it. He didn't get it, but he went to go get it. And this happened to be the ending of the situation. Our condolences go out to the family because, I mean, he didn't have to kill, in my opinion, he didn't have to kill the mother, but he probably did it because she was there. So you don't want no witnesses. So that, I think that was probably what was going on right there. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Y'all hit me up in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But I think, yeah, the motive is very clear. He wanted his money. This guy didn't have his money. He went back and did whatever, killed him because he wanted his money. But I mean, people, when you owe people money, when you get it, it's best to pay them back because they might do something crazy like this. They might do something out of line and outrageous just like this. So this is very uncalled for, a very stupid and senseless crime. Let's give him a dummy buzzer. Cause this situation is just like,
Bruh.
yeah, one of those. Cause it's senseless. He could have waited, but at the same time, this guy could have paid him on time. because he did do work around their house. I mean, but somebody works for you. Come on, you pay them back, and then it's really it how would I say it? It says something about him and how he does business that he's not paying his employees. Now I know a lot of people, especially when you're doing work like that, construction work, and that's probably what this was. And I've done construction work myself. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. You know, it's a lot of work. It's not easy. You know, so and it takes a long time to do. So somebody they want their money, man. He could have just paid that man his money. You know what I mean? That's my view and that's my opinion on that one. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. All right, we're gonna pay these bills real quick. Y'all already know what to do. All the links and stuff is right there on your screen. This particular episode, I believe, will be on YouTube. Excuse me about the. I don't even know if y'all can hear that breeze in the back, but it's the fan, ladies and gentlemen. It is a fan. Yes, it is hot. But let's get back to the show. Where back? Oh yes, this particular episode will be on YouTube. You can check out our Facebook page where we post up. I'm sorry, where we post up motivational, inspirational content. You know, to help you get you through your day. Some people having a bad day. There might be something that you can check out on there that'll lift your day up. I don't know. It lifts me up sometimes. So check it out. Also, if you're trying to do something out there, you know, and you want to promote your business on this particular site, you can DM us at Chris Talk on Facebook. Yeah, just hit us up on Messenger, and somebody will reach out to you. All right, so we done with that one, right? Yeah, we paid some bills. Yeah. Okay, so let's check out this next story. So this next story is about a mom's life sentence for giving her baby cow's milk. Ripped her family apart. Setting her free will allow the family to heal her son's death. I don't get this one. This one is kind of bugged out to me, but I want to hear this story because is it milk that you buy at the isn't that cow's milk, right? So like, why the hell would you get arrested for feeding your baby some dang on cow's milk? I don't know. And where did this happen? Can we see where this happened? Louisiana. Okay, Louisiana. This second story brings us to Louisiana. All right, let's let our Sarai take over and drop that story for y'all. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. Hit it.
The son of a mom who was sentenced to life in prison after feeding her infant cow's milk amid the chaos of Hurricane Katrina said the Louisiana Pardon Board's recommendation to release her could finally allow the family heal. Nijon Woods, 25, was just 9 years old when his mother, Tiffany Woods, was sentenced for second-degree murder in the malnutrition death of Nijon's 5-month-old brother Emmanuel. Tiffany's arrest ripped her family apart. Nijon says he and his surviving 3 siblings were left to bounce between foster homes and relatives for years. There were many difficulties growing up without her, moving from home to home as a child, with people who were not always caring or loving. Nijon, who is now a senior airman stationed at Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska, tells the Messenger. He adds that the family never again lived together under the same roof, and often couldn't even speak with each other, all because of the opinion of some people we were forced to live with. All this took a toll, and in some ways, it's affecting me today. Nijon says, he's son of a mom who was sentenced to life in prison after feeding her infant cow's milk amid the chaos of Hurricane Katrina said the Louisiana Pardon Board's recommendation to release her could finally allow the family heal. Nijon Woods, 25, was just 9 years old when his mother, Tiffany Woods, was sentenced for second-degree murder in the malnutrition death of Nijon's 5-month-old brother Emmanuel. Tiffany's arrest ripped her family apart. Nijon says, he and his surviving 3 siblings were left to bounce between foster homes and relatives for years. There were many difficulties growing up without her, moving from home to home as a child, with people who were not always caring or loving. Nijon, who is now a senior airman stationed at Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska, tells the Messenger. He adds that the family never again lived together under the same roof, and often couldn't even speak with each other, all because of the opinion of some people we were forced to live with. All this took a toll. And in some ways, it's affecting me today. Nijon says, his mother sent him handmade birthday presents and made sure they had frequent phone check-ins to help him through the stresses of college. She's a mother, and she wants to be a mother, and she's learned from her mistakes, he told the board, which eventually voted that she should be released. Arguing against clemency was prosecutor Suzanne Ellis, who said Woods never accepted responsibility for her baby's death until Monday's hearing. Please do not give her an opportunity at release. Do not give her an opportunity to harm another child, because I am convinced that if she can, she will, Ellis said. If his mother's sentence is commuted by the governor, the family will finally be able to move forward. Nijon says, for me, as well as for my brothers and sisters, this means we can have a mom again. He says, most of all, this means healing. A mother's love is more important than what most people may realize. Woods also believes his mother's life sentence is emblematic of a larger systemic failure, which does not consider the burden a mother's other children will bear. Louisiana law has a broad definition of second-degree murder that includes some accidental deaths, reported the advocate. Despite the many circumstances that can produce a second-degree murder conviction, the sentence is always mandatory life without parole with almost no judicial discretion. I believe that the criminal justice system and the child protective system is flawed across the board for many people in this country. Nijon says, I also believe that the system will not change until those in power have upright character, wisdom, integrity, love, compassion, and are grounded in fairness and a commitment to treating all people equally.
I agree. Sorry about that, listeners. I hit the button. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I hit the button. Yeah, let's have to start it over. So I'm sorry about that. But, I mean, I think the guy is right. I want to be honest. I think the guy is right. I mean, I don't live in Louisiana. I don't know how the law is down there, or anything like that. But some milk. I mean, milk. Yeah, can you turn that back down for me, if you don't mind? Thank you. Sorry about that, folks. But milk. Let's be serious, people. Milk. But the child did die because of it, as a result of it. Now, I don't. Maybe there could have been some other things involved in that besides the milk. But I mean, I just think that is just, you know, I don't agree with her going to jail for life. I mean, she was just trying, in my opinion, she was just trying to feed a child and get it any way that she could. I mean, that's just, that's my opinion, but we still got to give her the dummy butter as a result, because this child died as a result of her actions. Now, I'm pretty sure that there was some type of places or some type of shelters. You know how they set up emergency shelters or things like that she could have got to in order to get to some food. You know what I'm saying? And that's why she had to get the dummy bell, because there could have been, I'm pretty sure there were different ways or different methods of her to get to get some food, and as well for the other children. The sad part about this is that the other children have to suffer because they not only did they lose their brother, but they also lost their mother. I mean, they can still communicate with her in some type of way. If I could say if the guardians allowed them to do that, but they basically lost two people as a result of her action, and it's completely messed up because I know the New York foster system is not the greatest, and I know Louisiana, that racism floats down there, so I know those kids, um, they got to be going through hell. Basically, they got to be going through hell. But this woman, maybe she should get well, I think she should get some parole. I mean, at least a shot. At least a shot. You know, at least a shot at it, because maybe she did uh, make a mistake. I'm not going to say she was a young mother, because 25 is not a young mother. Like 16 is a young mother. 18 is a young mother. When you in your teens, that's when you on that young mother boredom. But she already had other kids before this child died. So yeah, her actions. Yeah, it's a catch. I know I sound hypocritical. It's a catch-20. It's a catch-22 with this one. You know what I mean? Because it could have been a mistake, but it couldn't have been a mistake. But her actions feel. You wanna say. I'm gonna say it like this. You wanna help, and you want her to get out. I think she probably did enough time already, and then she should be eligible for parole. But at the same time, it's like, eh, eh, it's like,
Bruh.
you know, it's hard to make a decision on it. But on one hand, this woman probably did make a mistake. And on the other hand, it's like a person still died as a result of it. And if it was a different situation, would it still be the same reaction to it? I mean, y'all leave the comments. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I mean, because I want to hear what y'all think. Y'all tell me what y'all think. And that's my view and that's my opinion on that one, all right? All right, thanks so much. Thank you. Again, I want to apologize for hitting the button during the story. Usually I don't. My bad. Usually I don't do that. But sorry about that. So yeah, we're done here, right? All right, so I'm gonna get up out of here, folks. All right, listen, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me, and I so appreciate that. Also, stay blessed and not stressed. Until next episode, all my listeners, peace.